Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and a brain specialist doctor has just weighed in on Joe Biden's condition, and it's damning. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you love Donald Trump as much as we do, smash that join button and become a member of this channel. Dr. Sanjay Gupta of CNN, who has really been on Team Biden, in my opinion, since day one. Certainly not a Trumper by any stretch of the imagination, but a good doctor, gives good, solid, sound advice. I've listened to a lot of things he says. He's a very smart man. He's a brain doctor. This is what he does for a living. And he said he's spoken to other brain doctors, and they have serious concerns that this is not a one-time incident that happened at the debate, but part of a pattern. And what he says here, and I think this is key, he says the questions are not going away until Biden takes a full cognitive test and releases those results to the American people. And I would contend, I would trust, after that debate, I would trust CNN to do it. I would trust the New York Times to do it, to hire the doctor. Because they've proven to me that they're willing to tell the truth about Joe Biden. And I think it's because they want to save the Democrat presidency, and they don't think he can do it. So I would say have CNN hire the doctor, have the New York Times hire the doctor, whoever hires the doctor. It can't be a Joe Biden yes man. It has to be a doctor who has something to put on the line here. Give him the cognitive exam and let us know if our president, the leader of the free world, the man who has the nuclear codes, is capable of making decisions. I want you to listen very closely to what Dr. Sanjay Gupta had to say here, and then let me know in the comments if you agree with him.
As voters closely watch President Biden's next move, CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, has a pointed suggestion for what the next move should be. In a new piece out on CNN.com this morning, Sanjay is calling for President Biden to undergo detailed cognitive and neurological testing and then share his results publicly. Dr. Sanjay Gupta joins us now. Sanjay, tell us what your reaction was to the debate and what's transpired over the last week. Based on you calling for a cognitive test, it's quite clear you believe that these questions about his fitness should be taken seriously.
Yeah, I think there was a level of concern, and I heard this from a lot of doctors, frankly, who are brain specialists like me from around the country and around the world. I mean, the essay that I wrote, Jim, is not a political one. It's a medical one. And frankly, many of the things that, people saw, I think, were not even necessarily new episodes. But what they were, I think, were more sustained and I think a little bit more profound for people to see that. I think that's why testing can be so important. And I think the real question you're trying to answer is, are these episodes just episodes that could be explained by lots of things, a poor night's sleep, low blood sugar, viral illness, or is this reflective of something that is deeper, a condition that could potentially be treated as well, Jim? And I think that's a really important point. Some of the signs that we saw that people observed during the debate, the slowness of speech, the halting of speech, sometimes the confused ramblings. Again, these are types of things that can be explained by lots of different things, and you cannot make a diagnosis simply by observation. But that's why it may warrant more testing. If he were my patient, frankly, if he were my father, I would advocate for this sort of testing. Again, in large part because there might be something you can do about it, and there can be hopeful times with regard to some of these diagnoses. So that's really what's going on here. I will say that the White House, they do say that there's various explanations for what happened here: late nights, jet lag, having a cold. But again, if this is an episode, those things kind of make sense. If this is a more sustained condition, it needs to be investigated, I think.